What's going on? You know what I'm going to tell you to do first? Like the video. Like the video. Helps out with the engagement. Recently got a copyright strike. I've mentioned that every single video, but it's got to be done right now. We've got to be a bit more try-hard with the channel since getting me friggin' channel flagged again. From, believe it or not, reacting to some UFC content. How ironic. I build an entirely new business of MMA, and it's MMA itself that is trying to tear me down. Anyway, shut up, Shaun. No one's here for that bull crap, but like the video, it does help out a little bit. Helps me get back into the algorithm. Okay, now we've got the formalities out of the way. McGregor and James Corden has a conversation on Sirius XM app, and Conor McGregor gives his advice to young athletes such as Jake Paul with some subtle shots fired. Pew, 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 pew. We've heard a few professional MMA fighters chime in on their opinion of influencer boxing, and most MMA fighters don't like it because they feel like they're making a mockery of the sport. Not just MMA fighters, boxers as well. Of course they don't like it. A lot of these influencers are getting paid the most boxers are getting paid without even paying the dues within the sport. So it is a little bit of a mockery of boxing. Am I all for it? I mean, kind of, yeah. It does bring new eyes to the sport, especially the youth, because that's the future generation. Do I believe it's a net good for boxing? I do, yeah. But I can also understand people's opinions that it's a load of crap. I personally think influencer boxing is dead. Even when you're talking about Misfits, the biggest influencer boxing promotion there is, I do believe there will always be an audience for the low-skilled influencers. Everyone wants to see a train wreck of a fight. Like the way Barstool Sports do it, they get just regular, everyday people, put them in the ring to fight each other, and it's absolutely hilarious. Maybe we can do some reaction videos to some of them fights because they're so funny. But anyway, let's dive into this.
Mike Tyson's going to fight Jake Paul. Is this a world that you would step
sure,
into?
Yeah,
right.
well, look.
Right, well, first off, James Corden says, is this a world that you would step into? McGregor doesn't actually answer the question. James Corden's essentially asking, would you fight an influencer? Conor McGregor doesn't actually answer, and he answers his own question because the champ does whatever the champ wants to do.
It's a world that you would step
Sure,
into.
yeah.
Right.
Well, look. We kick-started that. It was the first crossover event in combat
you
sport.
fought Floyd, right?
When I fought
Yes.
Floyd, it was kind of the opening of that.
There's more people watching boxing now than were 5 years ago, and I think these guys.
There's McGregor doing that thing that I said the other day. Yeah. If you listen, when people are talking, he just goes, yeah.
People watching boxing now than were 5 years ago, and I think these guys are a big part of that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that. Like, it's bringing a new set of eyes to the sport.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Hustlers, and they played a great game. But for me, it does set a bad precedent in the industry, because what you've got now is, and I'll say this to the young athletes coming up, men and women, don't aspire to be, one of these like YouTuber fighters.
Right.
Shots fired. Although Conor McGregor did call out KSI. You're facilitating it, Conor.
Aspire for world titles. Aspire for Olympic. That is how you rise. That is how forever. That is how you etch your name in history.
The problem is, not everyone wants to etch the name in history. So aspire for world titles. Aspire for Olympic. I agree with that in terms of try and create a legacy. But most people don't want a legacy. I know eventually when I get more traction on my channel further down the line, a Misfits boxing fight could come up for me, or maybe one of these smaller promotions, and it'd be an easy 20, 30 grand. I probably won't have to train that much. Even if I do and I lose, who really cares? It's just an easy bag, and that's unfortunately how most people see it. Now, if I was to do it myself, I would take it very seriously, and that's why I haven't applied to do anything yet, because I haven't been able to train properly yet. I'm doing a little bit of training. I'm 2 weeks back in. I haven't trained this week because I've got a little bit of a cold, whatever. But even still, me doing a Misfits boxing fight, it's just for a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of easy cash, and just as a personal challenge. Do I want to create a legacy of being a fighter? No, and not everyone does. But a lot of people do want to have a little bit of a scrap. So Misfits is kind of like the YouTuber version of an interclub fight. So an interclub fight is where two different gyms, martial art gyms or boxing gyms, will set up an event and you will fight someone from their gym, which is good to get people into the sport. But those fights without any drama aren't entertaining. No one cares about watching YouTubers fight each other unless there is beef. And if I have a fight with Misfits or another promotion, you best believe that I'm going to try and drum up a little bit of beef. 100%. I don't want to go into the fight all amicable. Okay, yes, all the best to you, sir. Hey, Shaun Jones, we just want to ask, how are you feeling coming into this fight? Well, yeah, thanks. I'm feeling good. I'm going to have a good fight, all respect to my opponent, and we'll see Saturday night. That right there is a typical interaction between a crap reporter and a generic fighter with no personality. But no, me, I'm coming in to have beef and drama because no one cares otherwise.
Doing these little smash and grab fights, you know, you might get a few likes, but there's nothing substantial to it. It's hollow.
That's a good way of putting it. It is hollow because all these Misfits fighters, like apart from the top ones, like your KSIs, like your Jake Pauls, your Logan Pauls, all that, who cares about them? Now, I don't speak for everyone, but I just don't think people care about YouTubers fighting. I would even argue, like, get on this, I'd even argue the YouTubers who are fighting, their subscribers don't care about that YouTuber fighting. I believe their subscribers, people who subscribe to these YouTubers, they only care about the original content that they subscribed for. That's my belief. I believe if I was to do a fight, it's the easy example right now. Let's even say MMA Guru, whatever, Lucas Tracy, Wade Concept. I believe the majority of the subscriber base aren't going to really give a crap. You'll have a few thousand who will actually have buy-in to it and will tune in for it. Maybe not even a few thousands, maybe like a few hundred. The rest of the people will watch it for free the next day on YouTube, and the vast majority aren't asked and just want to watch the regular content. So it is a bit hollow.
Doing these little smash and grab fights, you know, you might get a few likes.
He also said you might get a few likes. I mean, it's kind of good because the more likes, the more followers, the more clout that you get, the more money you make. Here's another little side quest for you. People talk about, oh, he's a clout chaser, and that's obviously got a negative connotation to it. If you're just a clout chaser always looking for attention, it's not really good to be associated with that term. However, I get it, because the more clout you have, the more money that goes into your pocket. The more hate you get, the more money that goes into your pocket. It's mad. So I can understand why a lot of people do these smash and grab fights for the likes, because ultimately it just means more attention, and attention is currency in this day and age. We all want a little bit more clout in our life, even if it's just having more mates or a little bit of attention in real life. It's still clout. Clout means attention. And what's the easiest way to get attention? Doing 10 amateur boxing fights, then 20 professional boxing fights before anyone even knows your name? Or just do a little influencer boxing fight, train 6-8 weeks for it, get a little 20, 30, 40, 50 grand, easy money. People are going to take the easy path.
But there's nothing substantial to it. It's hollow. It's hollow. It can be profitable, but it's hollow. And I'm noticing a trend in young fighters coming up that are not even interested in competing in the amateur scene, or rising up to win a national title or a European title or strive for a world title, or even thinking about pro titles in the world game. I
mean, if I was an influencer who just wanted to box for a little bit of clout and a quick bag, that all sounds exhausting. I don't want to do all that. Go to a world title, European title, national title, whatever. And nowadays you could argue it's good because the barrier to entry for boxing has been lowered, which I believe is decent, because now more people are boxing even as a hobby, which I believe is a net positive. My goal with my YouTube channel, with my brand, is to help people get into martial arts and fitness more. That's it. I'm not saying to any of you guys, become professional level. I'd argue against that, because there's no money in it. You've got brain damage, you got injuries. It's not worth it. I believe go to martial arts, feel confident in yourself so you can walk around the streets with your chest held high, knowing if someone attacks you, you've got a high probability of absolutely folding them, decking them on the floor, and being able to protect your missus or your kids. And then also get into fantastic physical condition, building muscle, improving your physicality, filling out your t-shirts a bit more, so you can take those skills from martial arts and you can take that physicality, combine them together, and now you're a force to be reckoned with. But you're also humble from doing the martial arts, and you're not a knobhead. That is what I preach. Okay, the barrier to entry has been lowered for people to get into boxing, which is great, because that means more people are doing boxing. It means less people on the streets. It means more people are going to have a humble nature about themselves, because they're getting out all that negative, aggressive energy in the boxing gym and not on the streets, hanging around with the wrong people. Now all we need is that barrier to entry for MMA or kickboxing to come down. We've seen Aiden Ross talking about how he might start switching over to influencer kickboxing events, which I think is good. Influencer MMA, the problem with it, it's hard to lower the barrier to entry with it because there's so many more skills required to be even just okay at MMA.
Even thinking about pro titles in the world game, do you know what I'm saying? You need the gold on the waist. You need to etch your name on the belt.
It's interesting because I agree with what McGregor's saying here. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. I'm just showing you guys the flip side of the coin. The small percentage of the population that McGregor is speaking to in terms of when he says, go for gold, chase Olympic titles. Yeah, do that. There's going to be some people out there who have got that really exceptional talent and they can go down that route, but then they look at the influencer route and think, do you know what? If I just get 10,000 followers on my Instagram, build up a little bit of a YouTube channel, I'll be able to go straight into influencer boxing and make twice the money in a 16th of the fights over here. So do we go down this long, hard, grueling route, potentially get brain damage, get a few losses, hurt myself, get injured, make no money, or get a little bit of clout online and become an influencer boxer? McGregor said we need more gold on waists, and I don't think he meant anything like this. Becoming a misfit champion doesn't really mean much. You know, when we see, what's his name again? Jarvis, you know, talking about being the misfit champion. I don't like using the word, but I'm going to use it, guys. Please forgive me right now. But I'm going to say it's just a little bit cringe. Oh, I can't believe I actually said I'm cringing at the fact that I used the word cringe, the most overused word. And let's pair it with the dead emoji. Dead. Cringe. Dead. I won the argument. I'm also 12 years old. Cringe. Dead. In all honesty, I've taken a look at some of the YouTube channels of these misfit fighters. The YouTube channels are dead as soon as they start fighting. And then when they upload videos about their fights or the build up to the fights, they get no views. No one cares about them. Their own subscriber base don't care about the person who they're subscribed to fighting. FaZe Jarvis's fan base don't care about FaZe Jarvis fighting because they care about the Call of Duty content. Small percentage obviously care about it. And look, I'm not knocking him. He wants that personal challenge. Fantastic. I'm not actually getting at him. I'm just saying I don't believe there's that much of a big audience for influencer fighting. So I can see both sides of the coin. That's all I'm saying. What do you guys think? You tell me where you sit on this. Do you agree with McGregor? People should aspire for world titles, aspire for gold a lot more? Or do you think influencer boxing is a net good for boxing itself and combat sports? Comment your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop this video a like. Subscribe for daily MMA and boxing uploads. I've got my fitness channel coming in a few weeks. I've got my app coming out this summer. You can join the newsletter. First link in the description or the pinned comment to receive updates about when the app is getting released. Nice one, lads and ladies. Appreciate yous all. I'll see yous tomorrow.